So this is how you can destroy someone's reputation without any due process.
So Brian Friedman, Justin Baldoni's attorney, has broken his silence about Judge Lyman dismissing their case.
It's not fair. She had completely ruined Justin Baldoni's reputation.
Justin Baldoni just dropped a legal bombshell that Blake Lively won't be forgetting anytime soon. Days after his claims were dismissed on June 9th, Baldoni's legal team came back swinging, with a fresh complaint that rips open Lively's playbook and exposes tactics no one saw coming. This isn't just a lawsuit anymore, it's a front-row seat to the courtroom brawl of the year.
Much of Justin Baldoni's case yesterday was dismissed by Judge Lyman.
The June 9th dismissal of Baldoni's defamation suit may have looked like a win for Blake Lively. At least, that's what her PR team wanted you to believe. The headlines were immediate. Victory, vindication, case closed. But scratch beneath the surface, and the reality is far murkier.
The judge noted that Baldoni's legal team can still amend the claims for breach of implied covenant and tortious interference with contract with a deadline of June 23rd.
Here's what they're not telling you. The case wasn't dismissed because her allegations were proven true. The judge never made that call. This wasn't about facts. It was about legal technicalities. Enter anti-SLAPP laws.
I feel like this was just such a gut punch to everyone who was really hoping to see some justice for Justin Baldoni.
Designed to protect free speech, anti-SLAPP statutes create near impossible hurdles for plaintiffs like Baldoni. They weren't crafted for complex industry scandals, but that's exactly how they're being used.
Now we're seeing that bullies are protected legally to do whatever they want, and the legal system will continue and aid them in victimizing you. The court has invited us to amend 4 out of the 7 claims against Ms. Lively, which will showcase additional evidence and refined allegations.
To survive the dismissal, Baldoni's team had to prove not just that Lively's claims were false, but that she made them with malicious intent. At this stage of litigation, that's like trying to pole vault over a skyscraper. The bar is high and arguably unfair.
Get over it. It's been a day since the news of Justin. All cases been dismissed, but
The court said, not enough evidence yet. But that's very different from saying there's no case. And behind the scenes, whispers are swirling that something much bigger is in play, like potential conflicts of interest that could unravel Lively's narrative completely.
Basically, Blake Lively got all the headlines, the sympathy, and she got to tell the narrative before Justin Baldoni even got a chance to respond.
Sources close to the case suggest key events may have been manipulated or outright fabricated to support Lively's claims. Baldoni's legal team has made it clear they're just getting started, and they don't plan to let half-truths stand unchallenged.
Anybody can just make false accusations, and it's covered by privilege, and your whole life can be destroyed, and the legal system will just give a big F you.
And then there's the alleged whisper campaign, an untraceable media blitz aimed at smearing Baldoni before the public even heard his side. His attorneys are investigating every thread. Blake's team may be celebrating now, but they might want to hold that champagne.
This California law, these different laws that protect people who can make false accusations to destroy a person's life, and they have no legal recourse to fight against it.
California and New York's anti-SLAPP laws were meant to protect journalists and whistleblowers from retaliatory lawsuits, not shield celebrities from accountability. But in this case, they've been wielded like armor by the powerful.
To me, this is a complete miscarriage of justice by narcissists and egomaniacs who are privileged, elitists who are rich and powerful.
It's a harsh irony. The very laws created to guard free speech are being used to silence the voices of those trying to tell the truth. Justice? That's a stretch. It's starting to look a lot more like strategic immunity.
It is detrimental to the safety of just about anybody who is an employer or works at a company, and especially if you're a man.
Let's be clear, Justin Baldoni didn't lose because he had no case. He lost because the system is rigged against people in his position. Proving harm from a smear campaign, especially one as coordinated and covert as the one he's alleging, is like chasing shadows in the dark.
Anybody can just make false accusations, and it's covered by privilege, and your whole life can be destroyed, and the legal system will just give a big F you.
And that's the game. While Lively's team claims the campaign was untraceable, they also get to use that same invisibility to avoid liability. It's a catch-22, and Baldoni's legal team is fighting to rewrite the rules.
To a California law passed in the wake of the Me Too movement, Judge Lyman ruled that Lively's sexual harassment allegations were legally protected and couldn't be used as grounds for a defamation claim.
The June 9th dismissal made for great headlines. But let's not forget who's writing the script behind the scenes. Lively's team spun it into an instant PR victory, but the deeper you dig, the more this starts to look like a studio-backed cover-up, complete with family cameos.
For that, Judge Lehman's brother, Doug Lehman, is a director in Hollywood.
Enter Doug Lyman, Hollywood director, Blake Lively's close collaborator, and, oh yes, the brother of Judge Lyman, the very man presiding over this case. That's not just a coincidence. It's a red flag waving in plain sight.
So the judge also has a kind of interesting history here.
Justin's team hasn't formally accused anyone, yet. But the insinuations are deafening. Was the court's narrative influenced by behind-the-scenes loyalty? Did Doug Lyman's Hollywood ties help grease the wheels for Blake's version of events? The timing, the proximity, the connections, they're impossible to ignore.
Reputation can be harmed. The media can publish anything, and it doesn't matter. There's no consequences for them.
And what if the allegations themselves were shaped or even scripted by someone on the inside? A coordinated family narrative designed to boost public sympathy and deflect scrutiny. In Hollywood, that's not just a plot, it's a strategy. One that's hard to prove, but even harder to dismiss.
Lively didn't win. Justin just couldn't prove defamation. It's a huge distinction that Blake has now run with her statements, which we have.
Still, Baldoni's legal team isn't backing off. They're digging. And if they uncover even a sliver of evidence that supports this conspiracy theory, game over. The case could implode, and Lively's reputation with it.
What's so frustrating, I talked about this on my Instagram, all the press is playing it like she won, like it's over, and it's not.
But Blake didn't wait for the dust to settle. Instead, she launched a full-blown PR tour, treating the dismissal like a Super Bowl win. Glossy photos, carefully worded captions, Instagram posts that looked more like brand campaigns than legal responses.
It's absolutely sickening the way she's trying to play this, like as if it's over and she won.
The pinnacle of this post-dismissal tour? A Chanel red carpet appearance days later, draped in couture, all smiles and victory poses. But here's the thing. What exactly was she celebrating? Because legally, nothing's been proven. At all.
And then she also was seen stepping out last night at a Chanel event, essentially taking what the media is calling her victory lap.
Let's break it down. Not a single one of Blake's allegations against Baldoni has been substantiated. Not one. No ruling, no validation. Just a procedural dismissal, and a whole lot of noise. But the media, hungry for a clean narrative, devoured it anyway.
She filed a CRD complaint, which is privileged, meaning that no one can sue her for what's in that CRD complaint.
Let's break it down. Not a single one of Blake's allegations against Baldoni has been substantiated. Not one. No ruling, no validation. Just a procedural dismissal, and a whole lot of noise. But the media, hungry for a clean narrative, devoured it anyway.
Lively has made a statement. She made one on her Instagram talking about standing with other organizations with love and gratitude for the many who stood by me. Many of you I don't. I will never stop appreciating or advocating for you, so...
Cue the celebrity applause. Amber Tamblyn and a chorus of Hollywood insiders chimed in, praising Lively's strength, as if a procedural dismissal somehow confirmed her story. It gave serious Amber Heard déjà vu. And we all know how that story ended.
Let's get into this. Justin Baldoni's lawyer breaks silence on Blake Lively's false victory after his lawsuit is dismissed.
Meanwhile, Baldoni's team is locking in their next move. His attorney, Brian Friedman, has confirmed that 4 of their 7 original claims are still very much alive and about to resurface in a more targeted, evidence-packed complaint.
Justin Baldoni's lawyer said they will move forward with the same confidence that we had when Miss Lively and her cohorts initiated this battle.
And it's not just legal posturing. Friedman is promising new exhibits and retooled allegations that could change the game. Lively's legal victory lap may be short-lived, especially when she's forced to sit for a real deposition. No PR filter, no script, just questions she can't dodge.
Do understand why it was dismissed.
Because this case isn't just about Justin versus Blake anymore. It's about how Hollywood, the media, and the legal system have become a tangled machine, where narratives are curated, victims are rebranded, and public opinion decides guilt before a judge ever can. In this town, truth is just another performance, and the curtains haven't even gone up yet.
This is Blake Lively's playbook on how you can really abuse the legal system to your advantage.
By painting Justin Baldoni as guilty before a single claim has been proven, Blake Lively's team has effectively dragged him into a public trial. No evidence required. And the media? They've played their role like pros, eager to ride the wave of outrage. The damage isn't just reputational, it's cultural. When accusations are weaponized and amplified without scrutiny, it undermines real survivors, those whose stories are already too often ignored, distorted, or doubted.
So basically, Blake Lively got all the headlines, the sympathy, and she got to tell the narrative before Justin Baldoni even got a chance to respond.
And here's the bitter irony. If Blake Lively truly believed in her claims, wouldn't she want this case to move forward? Wouldn't she demand the chance to prove her accusations beyond question? Instead, what we've seen is a masterclass in spin, carefully managed optics, curated headlines, and an almost desperate reliance on public opinion to fill in where hard evidence doesn't. It's not about justice anymore. It's about narrative control. Baldoni's team, on the other hand, is digging in. As his attorney put it, with the facts on our side, we will march forward. That's not fluff. It's a declaration of war.